Hey guys, Danny Johnson here, and today we're going to be swapping out the blow-off valve on this Razor. This is going to be the same for all of the turbocharged 2016 Plus RZR XPs. So it's pretty straightforward. Just going to come to the back here and open it up. Take this cover off. So right here you're going to find these three vacuum lines. And we're going to be removing this one right here. Now unfortunately these clips are a little nasty and they give you a replacement one, so don't worry about breaking it. But just so you can kind of see how they work, I'll show you as an example on this one. You just can put a screwdriver right into that hole in the center of the screen there and just pry it apart. And as you pry it apart, you'll break it open, and then you can slide it off and then just pull this vacuum line off. But we're going after this top one here. Okay, so you're just going to put your screwdriver in here and just pry left and right until you basically break it up enough to where it'll separate. Okay, so sorry we didn't quite show you this part, but we slid our new vacuum hose on here and put the new clamp on just by pinching it. We pinched it and it clamps it right there. So we connected it to our new longer line here, and then that connected to this little elbow, and that went down to our new blow-off valve. Okay, so the old one was attached to this one. Okay, so coming down in here, here's our blow-off valve. And so we've already broken it loose, but you break this clamp here loose so that it can slide around, and then you just slide the blow-off valve. Show you without getting my arm in the way. Out of the tube there. So we just disconnected it right there. Okay, so what we've done now is we've taken this top one and replaced it with this new longer one that comes to an elbow. Okay, this is all part of the kit. Then it's the shorter line that comes to our new blow-off valve, and we put our boot over the new blow-off valve. Okay, with that said, the old blow-off valve is still on there, and an easier way to get to the connections is to come around here, and it's this tube right here, if you're following it all the way back up in here, and you can pretty much just pull it down and out. Okay, now you have plenty of room to work on. So here's our old top vacuum line, and so basically you do the same thing here. You can see the fitting that we busted off to pull the hose away, and we did the same thing on a fitting that was on the bottom here too. So we busted that clamp off on the bottom. So here's the old one, and now what we're going to do is we're going to plug this side of the return line. Okay, so with the old blow-off valve removed, we're taking this return line here and we're putting our hose clamp over it. And next we're just going to be basically putting a plug in it. That's all we're doing. So here's the supplied plug. Really nice piece, by the way. Okay, and we're just going to be popping it into this hose like so. And now we'll just tighten it down with this hose clamp. Okay, so our cap is installed here. It's tightened down with the clamp. They do say if you want to, you can cut this so it's not flopping around as much, but if you ever want to put this back to factory, then that's going to cause some problems. So what we're going to do is basically just set it off to the side here and use a zip tie to put it back in place. Okay, so we just chose a nice spot to the frame there where we zip tied it, and so now that's just out of the way. Okay, so here's our new blow-off valve, and we're just going to push it down through here to kind of worm it back. So it's kind of routed how it was from the factory, and we're plugging it back into here. So we want to put our hose clamp on first. Okay, so we're going to put our new clamp on here first. Now we're going to slide our new blow-off valve back into that tube. Okay, and so now that the new blow-off valve is back into the tube, we have our hose clamp here that we're just going to tighten up. So just turn this screw until you tighten that hose clamp.
All right.
Okay, so that is now tightened down really well, back to our factory one there. The hose coming out of the top of it is what comes back to this top line that we undid in the first place. And we have our plug in the return line. And that's all there is to it.